and welcome to another episode of Delectable Gem. Today, I'm going to show you how to cook one of my favorite dishes, collard greens. Collard greens is a very popular dish in Liberia, and we usually call it a Sunday special. And most people know that collard greens is sometimes very difficult to season, but once you understand what needs to go in the collard greens, you will definitely cook your collard greens and have a very good taste. So I'm just going to show you a few of the, not a few, all of the ingredients that I'm going to be using in this video to cook these collard greens. I have onions. I'm going to use the entire onion, the whole onion, the yellow onion. And I have few stems of green onions. I have 3 pods of habanero pepper, hot pepper, and I have salt, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. I have 2 cubes, bouillon cubes. I'm using the Maggi cube, and I'm also going to be using about a half a cup or a little, maybe 3/4 cups of olive oil, but you can use canola oil or other vegetable oils as you please. And on this end, I'm showing you the various meats that I'm going to be using in this meal. We have shrimp, or we'll call it crawfish back home in Liberia. And over here, I have a piece of smoked fish, which you can find at your local African market or Asian market. I have in the back there some smoked chicken, which I smoked myself. I'll probably do a video on how I smoke my own chicken. And I have 2 pieces here of smoked pork also, which we smoked at home ourselves. And the reason we smoke our own meat at home is to have more control over the salt. So I'll be getting back to you to show you how I'm going to prep everything. And just finally, I'm going to be using my food processor, and the function I'm going to be using to chop my grains will be the pulse to chop function, because it gives me control over how thin I want my grains to be chopped. So I'll be back soon. So as you can see, I've chopped my onions, garlic, peppers, and I've also washed and chopped my collard greens. Chopping the collard greens up a little bit helps you, fit it right in the processor and not having to deal with, large leaves floating around in your processor. So giving it a bit of a fine, medium to fine chop will help you control how fine you want it in the processor. So I'm going to combine the onions, the peppers, and the garlic with the collard greens in the processor. And I said before, I'm going to be using the chop pulse function, because that function gives me control over how fine or thin I want my greens to be. So I'll be back to show you the finished product after I've processed the collard greens and the onions and peppers. So this is how the collard greens look after it has been processed with the onions, the garlic, and the peppers. As you can see, it's not very fine, but it's just, the right texture that I want to cook. And also I want to show you something else. The smoked fish that I showed you earlier is actually stripped, cut into pieces, and I am going to add the smoked fish to the raw collard greens as well as the shrimp. So I do not fry my shrimp, and I'm not going to fry anything here. I'm just going to, only the greens are going to be fried just a little bit so that we can have the consistency we want to complete the cooking process. And I'm also going to show you in a pot. What I've put in the pot are the pieces of smoked chicken and the smoked pork. I've combined in this pot with about 3.5 cups of water. I'm going to boil the chicken and the smoked pork on medium heat for about 15 to 20 minutes until, you know, they're just about tender. As I said, I'm not going to fry anything, any of the meat. So yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this cook for about 20 minutes, and the stock from the cooking of the chicken and the pork, I'm actually going to add to the greens after I fry down the greens a little bit, and that will help to complete the cooking process for the collard greens. So I'll come back and show you how everything looks in the pot. So what you can see right now, excuse me, is the combination of the oil that was first heated up, and then the collard greens, pepper, onion mixture was added, and I added in the shrimp and the smoked fish strips. So I'm allowing that to cook for about 6 to 7 minutes before I add in what was previously cooking, the chicken and the smoked pork combination. You see a little bit of stock or water remaining in there from the cooking of the chicken and the pork. I'm going to add that water or the stock to the collard greens to make the greens more tender. So I'm going to end here now, and I will update you after I've combined the chicken and pork and the stock with the collard greens. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is the combination of everything. I've added all of the ingredients to the pot. The chicken and the pork pieces are now combined with the collard greens and the shrimp, and everything is cooking in there. This process is going to take about 20 to 25 minutes depending on what you're using to cook. Once you stir it and there's a sizzle, that's a sign that it's done or it's getting ready to, you know, be taken off the heat. So that's it for at this point. I'm going to come back to you when everything is cooked and show you what the finished greens look like. I'll also will have the recipe for the collard greens posted on my website, www.delectablegems.com. I'm also going to post the link to the website below. So I'll talk to you soon when the collard greens is ready. That's the finished product. The collard greens are now cooked. Go to my website, www.delectablegems.com, to get the full recipe. I hope you cook yours and enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and talk to you soon. Bye.